Hi. Hi, Ray. I did stupid things. Konnichiwa. Okay. So I will be also eating lunch during this stream, but I'll make sure it works. So, konnichiwa, 皆さん。日本語の授業は始まります。Hello, everyone. Japanese class is starting. I'm eating a chicken sandwich and fries. It's always fries. But yeah, Popeye's the best chicken sandwich. Yeah. My mother is here too right now eating as well. So if I go quiet or you hear munching, that's why. But I'm gonna do my best to actually keep it going while doing it. Anyways. Let me know how the volume is for me and if the music's not too overpowering or you can hear it at least so you have some background noise. But as promised, today we are going to be talking about adjectives. There is going to be some grammar stuff I have to go over with you guys first before we get right into the words. Sorry, you're like, oh no, grammar. Yeah, guys, you can't just learn a language and pretend you don't know things. I'm not going to introduce a lot of words besides the adjectives to you today. Hi! But I do want to space out in this general direction. I do want to go over some stuff. Quieter? Sure thing. Is that better? Hi! Okay. So, the first thing I want to talk about a bit is how there's two different ways that we can use adjectives easily. So I'm going to give you two different sentence structures. Let's see. Munya munya wa munya munya desu. Why are you not my right font? Oh, because the munyas. I see. My munyas got in the way. Make that a little bigger. That's okay, Aranafe. Thanks for stopping by. I lurked on your stream earlier today too, so. And then. then we have, I guess, you can also just do that without that. But what's the other one? Okay. Munya munya. Like that. Okay. So I'm calling those munya munyas. I get that from a Japanese teacher I used to have. Okay. Let's see. Anyways. So we talked about this last week, but I want to go over it, or last time, but I want to go over it again. This is actually ha. I'm using a soft brush, sorry. This is actually ha, not. Wow, I did that wrong. Try that again. It's been a day, guys. Well, I've been up for a while, but still. Pain is not fun. Wa. It's not wa as in that. It's actually ha. So this is particle. It's known as particle wa, but it is when you write it in Japanese ha. So keep that in mind. This is the only time it's read like that is when it's used as particle. So basically it comes out to is. So in this case, what this actually is noun, is, adjective, and this is adjective, noun. It sounds weird. So like for instance, this would be like the car is green, and this would be like it's a green, I lost the R, car. Are you guys with me so far? Sandwich. Those sandwiches are so good. I know there's some delay on the end, so I want to make sure you guys give me like a heads up before I go to the next stuff. Gives me some time to take bites of my sandwich. This is basically the basic structure you'll need today. Wow. Next, there is two types of adjectives. Adjectives and na adjectives. So basically the reason this is important is some adjectives are going to end in an e, some are going to end in a na. So some are going to be like e, some are going to be like na. So it would be, it literally would be like adjective word, e, noun, adjective word, na, noun. Another reason this is, we're not getting into conjugation or anything today. That's not today's lesson, but when we do eventually, it will make more sense. But this mostly has to do with conjugation, but it also has to do with sentence structure. For instance, you can also do noun is, adjective, wa, e, yes. But with non-adjectives, it is just noun is adjective. You don't put the na at the end of it. So it's a little tricky. One of the best ways, like I talked about this before, with Japanese, a lot of it is stuff changes just because it sounds better that way. So yeah. Are you guys still with me so far? Not confusing you too much, right? Silence. A little? Okay. Hopefully this will start making hopefully this will start making more sense too when we start going over some. So now let me actually give you some adjectives, and then we'll work on forming some sentences from them, and then hopefully that will make it clear. So you'll also see while I'm writing them if they're an E or an adjective, okay? I'm going to go with some colors first, because obviously that's always an easy one. Oi is blue. Akai, shuichi, is red. Sorry, my Conan. Oh, you headed out? Oh, get your pawn out of the fridge, too. Your ring goes in with mine. Yeah, we do. Sorry, my mom's talking to me. Yeah, we could use the nail caps. Okay, see, Akai red. Wait, this is centered. That's why it's going to be weird. They're in the same bag in the fridge. I bought my mom pawn yesterday, so she's picking it up. Let's see. Okay, so red, blue. She, Loi, white. No, I want these all to be. They're in the same bag. The two Ringos are. I might have to actually go help her. I'm still walking on crutches though. Okay, Kuroi. Black. Midori. Green. Kiiro. Na. Yellow. Murasaki. I know, take one of them out. You can take a bag out of the bags. Oh, sorry. Confusion. I'm trying to think, what other colors do you guys? What are other colors? Yeah, guys, I'm just winging this. I always do. I mean, I have like a general lesson plan, but what other colors do you guys want to know? I'm just really out of it today. So colors get a little confusing. Teal and orange. Oh man. So orange is gonna like make you shock. All right, you guys ready for it? Orange. I'm gonna take the na out of here for now. You don't, with colors it's weird. You don't always have to have the stuff, so it's a little trickier. Okay, so some of the things you'll notice will have the same endings. Hai iro is gray. Okay. Teal. Trying to think. So when they don't have like a color for something, sometimes they use an imported word. Yes, I took it out. I don't know if there's a word for the color teal. What? Yeah, the cornmeal is yours too. I can't think of colors today. Wow. Oh, well, I guess you can do sakura iro, light pink. You'll understand why I said it was light pink in a second. Pinku. Pink. Sora iro. Sky blue. I read it. See, I got Yellow, green, black, purple, orange, blue, red. I think I got most of the basic colors. Anybody else have any last color suggestions before I start talking about these? That's a good one. Meow. What? No, you can leave the door unlocked. Yeah, you guys heard me. My door's unlocked. Come on in. Okay. So I think this is a pretty good number. We'll just go with this for now. Bye, Mom. Thanks. So, one thing to note, you'll notice that some of these words end in iro. This word just means color. So in some instances, they don't really have a word for that color. So they end up using something that's similar to it. So for instance, sakura, which I'm sure all of you guys know what a sakura is, right? Sakura tree? Sakura flowers? Sorry, I know there's a delay. Nope, of course. Ranafe definitely doesn't know a thing about sakuras. Actually, she made a sakura brush set that I still occasionally use for art on Photoshop. But yeah, so obviously it's a very light pink flower. So sakura iro, what is literally saying is it is the color. Yeah, I know, I have a lot of old stuff. It is the color of sakuras. So when they don't have a color for something, they would find something that is similar to it. So like with teal, they might just say teal, or they could always say even like I don't know, miku iro, if they're talking about like her hair, I guess, like hair color, or miku colored. That might be more aqua though. But yeah, and then they have some imported words too. So technically, like if you said brown, it might be understood, although brown is probably more a name than a color in Japanese, like Mr. Brown-san, Mr. Brown. But yeah, so let's go over these. So aoi, there's your e, aoi, is blue. One thing to note is that Japan did not initially have a color for green. So sometimes things will be called aoi when they are also green. For instance, stoplights. It is red, yellow, and green in Japanese. It is actually akai. Oh, sorry, blue. Yeah, so it's akai, kiro, and aoi. It's not midori. You can call it midori and they understand it, but when they first were existing, they didn't have that word. Plus, if you actually look really close at a stoplight, they're not a pure green. They've got some bluish tint to it, so it's not a horrible thing to call them. But yeah, so that is a weird one where they do. But yeah, especially in old days, they didn't have the word midori, so aoi also meant green. It meant two. Akai is red. So aka is also red. So ao is also blue. You can remove the e. Akai Shuichi is one of my favorite Detective Conan's characters. It's also a pun because he is voiced by Ikeda Shuichi, who is Char Aznable and Gundam, aka the Red Comet, 3 times fast. So Akai Shuichi, it's literally Akai Red Shuichi, Ikeda Shuichi. Yeah, I love the dumb jokes in some of these series. Anyways, shiroi or shiro is white. Sometimes it's also used to like talk about like a void or lack of something, but generally it's the color white. Kuroi or kuroneko, like from Trigun, is black. Kuroneko is black cat. Yeah. Midori is green. Midoriya from oh my god, My Hero, wow. Yeah, literally his name has green in there on purpose. It's like Green Family, I guess. I don't actually know what his kanji is, but Kiiro. So there you go, Kiiro. It is actually, though that's the one they use for yellow. You notice it has iro at the end. So Kiiro is like the color of, I guess, like, it's literally like the color of like aura or energy, but specifically it's referring to like the sun. So hence the yellow color. Like, you could also like talk about, oh, I didn't give you gold or silver. Sorry, I just thought about that. Don't mind me. I'm gonna add those really quick too. I thought of that specifically because I thought of blonde. And I can make some fun talk about those a bit too. Okay, when we get there. Don't worry. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, it's literally like the color of the sun. Murasaki is purple. It's definitely a longer one. As far as words go, it's another one that was added like later. So, but like, there's a lot of like was it wisteria flowers are purple? Murasaki, they're pretty. You see a lot of them in Kimetsu no Yaiba. So, orange. So this is a word that was brought over, obviously, because it's from orange. It also refers to the fruit. So orange is both the color and the fruit. What came first, the color or the fruit? Do you guys know? I don't either, but I think it's the fruit. But yeah, it's literally, it's like orange iro. Yeah, I think it's fruit. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not actually like a bag of full knowledge. Even there's stuff I don't know. I only know what I know. High iro is gray. So once again, it's like the color of something else because they didn't have it again. So they added it later. Literally, high is ash, so it's like the color of ash is where the high iro comes from. And if you look at ash and you think about it, they had ash, so they didn't like not have the color gray. They just didn't really talk about it. They just called it, ash. The color of ash. Okay, so we already mentioned sakura iro, which is the light pink, so it's the color of sakura. Pinku is also pink, but pinku. Hi. Thank you for the follow. So, pinku, when you're using pinku versus like sakura iro is like that really soft pink, like a light pink. Pinku usually is a brighter pink, like not necessarily it has to be neon, but it's usually a more vibrant pink. So that's the difference there. It doesn't mean that if you say, you can still be like, I like pink and mean all pinks, and you can use the word pinku and they would understand that. Like you could be like, my shirt is pink. Pinku na shatsu, a pink shirt, and it could still be like a light pink and it's still okay. But yeah, that's what kind of the general gist of it is. So you can be more general and just use pinku, or use sakura iro and be more specific. Obviously there's other shades of pink too, so you can always like see something and be like, oh yeah, like that. Sora iro is sky blue. Sora is the sky, so color of the sky. Which obviously, because of the atmosphere and the way we interpret things, the sky looks blue. Reflections. Ooh, reflections. Cha iro. Cha, like tea. Tea always has that kind of like brown look to it, or like a really light tan look. So cha iro is brown, but it's literally the color of tea. Kin is gold. So kinpatsu is a blonde. That's me. Hi, tashi wa kinpatsu desu. That's why I thought of it, because I was like, yeah, like if you're gonna say something's my hair color, I'm like, right, there's a word. You could say Kojika no kami iro, the color of Kojika's hair, but you could also just say kinpatsu or kin. Kinpatsu is blonde, and then kin is gold. So yeah, that is that's more of a golden than like a pure yellow, but it is actually used to talk about blonde hair, even though blonde hair tends to be more golden, or more yellow than golden sometimes. There's a lot of different shades of blonde. Platinum blonde would be platinum. So yeah, platinum is a word you can use as a color too. Gin is silver. So this is just kind of a funny thing I'm going to add. We'll talk about actual nouns and stuff next time. I'm going to go over titles and proper nouns and stuff so you can make more sentences next time. But I am going to give you a few this time so you're not just like flubbing sentences randomly. So gin is silver, right? Well, ginko is a bank. So kind of like a place you store your silver. Kinyobi. Kinyobi? Mokuyobi? Kyoyobi? Yeah. Is Kayobi? Yeah. Is Friday, payday. So yeah, they do some fun stuff with those words. But yeah, so these are all a bunch of colors. Basically the ones that do not end in E are generally a na adjective. That's kind of how you figure it out. But some of them, like colors are weird because you can say orange na frutsu, like an orange fruit. But you can also say orange frutsu. You don't always need the na with colors. A lot of other adjectives need it, so it's kind of weird with colors. But like you don't have to say necessarily midori na, you can say midori only. So the colors tend to only be the real exception I think of. I also think some of it has to do with it's not that they're not said, but rather that it's an implied thing and they remove it for ease. I specialize in Japanese slang more than the like proper Japanese, and that's how I always hear it. So that's probably a big chunk of it too. But even when I was over there studying, nobody really used that. They would rarely like sometimes they'd be like kiroi na, like when they were talking like my hair especially or whatever. But yeah, it's a little awkward. All right, so we'll go over and review these one more time for pronunciation. Aoi, akai, shiroi, kuroi, midori, kiiro, murasaki, orange, hairo, sakura iro, pinku, sora iro, cha iro, kin, and gen. And iro is the word for color. All right, we all good? Obviously, you guys can clip things or pause it later to get the stuff saved too. But if you're writing or whatever, I don't want to like stop you mid. I'm gonna take another bite of my sandwich. It's almost done. It's more because, I mean, yeah, it literally means color, but it's more because they don't really have a word for that color. Because if you were just to point at someone and be like, sora, you'd literally just be like, sky. So yeah, by adding iro, it definitely confirms that it is a color, but without it, it's not a color at all anyways, so. And you don't need it like aoi iro. You could say it's blue colored, but you could also just say it's blue. It's not, aoi iro isn't wrong, it's just not necessary. Okay, so let's go ahead and make some sentences using colors now. All right, so one of my cats' name is Arata, so we're going to talk about him first. Arata wa orange desu. Orange na, because you don't actually need it, but you can have it. Neko desu. Okay. So basically, we have here Arata is in orange. Arata is orange. Arata is not in orange. I mean, technically, you could also translate like that, but usually, when you say like in that sense, they're going to assume that I'm not literally saying he is a fruit. I don't know. Maybe you name your fruit. That's fine. I name my crutches. They're Guy and Nai, which is outside and indoor. It's just pretty funny. All right. And he's an orange cat. That's not even the word for cat. I lost the C. So something to note a lot is that it's not that with this second sentence, it's not that there is no subject. It's generally implied. So technically, there is like an invisible arata wa here. You'll notice a lot in sentences that they don't use the this is called would be the subject. They don't use the subject because it's usually already implied or inferred. Ah. Sorry, I'm taking another bite of my sandwich. So, what I mostly mean by that too is that typically like you're not going to be like watashi wa something, watashi wa something, watashi wa something, watashi wa something. You don't need to constantly say watashi wa when you're talking. Oh man, what'd you send me? Oh man. I see, bribing the teacher. Guys, RTD is bribing me. All right, let's add it. I'll put it here though. Okay, image. Look guys, I have an apple now. It's on my desk. Okay, so yeah. Tacos. All right. But yeah, so the reason is like once you start a topic, you're not going to constantly have to say that topic. So if we are talking about RTD, for example, I could be like, RTD wa raccoon the dog. Desu. 面白い人です。いつも私にプレゼントにあげました。So as you see, I didn't keep saying RTD wa. What I said there was RTD is raccoon the dog. He is an amusing person. He is always giving me presents. As you see, there's an apple. During last night's stream, he gave me a lot of accessories too. So I'm a real ace attorney now. But yeah, so you don't keep saying it. So like even if you're introducing yourself, you wouldn't have to be like, if you guys remember any of the Jiko Shokai, the introduction that we did the first week or first time, you wouldn't be like, you don't have to be like, Watashi wa Kojika desu. Watashi wa Sanju desu. Sanju sai desu. Watashi wa gakusei janai desu. Watashi wa erufu desu. Like, you don't have to keep saying that. You could just be like, Watashi wa Kojika desu. 30歳です。学生じゃない。Erufu desu. Which is, I am Kojika. I am 30 years old. I am not a student. I am an elf. Wa isn't a shorthand for at all. Wa is basically like, okay, so wa basically equates to is. But it is not considered a verb, it's considered a particle in Japanese. Because technically in this sentence, des is the verb. So generally a sentence is always going to end in a verb. If you guys, we talked about sentence structure, I think the first week as well. Yeah, arata is orange. So I could still say arata wa oranji and not have the des at the end. It's casual that way, though. Des is a little more polite. And for you learning, it's just easier to remember that. We'll worry about the exceptions as we go. Because, like I said, I'm going to teach you some titles next time, and then verbs will be the time after that. So I'm going to slowly be able to teach you guys like stuff so you can form your own sentences. I thought adjectives was a good one to go with because I like adjectives. All right. So we can also say, hey, RTD, what color are your panties? Black. Okay. So, when I asked him that question, yeah, that's right. I'm calling him out, guys. We all know his pantsuit color now. When I asked him that question, what color are your panties? He could have responded with kuroi pantsu desu. They are blank panties. So, like I said, the they are isn't actually technically written there. Or it is. It is black panty. But it's implied. Because you see, it's just kuroi pantsu desu. It's literally black panties. But that could also be, oh, it's black panties. So if he wasn't answering or you were just pointing out like, oh, look, there's black panties over there. You guys ever do that? Just go point at someone's underwear? I don't believe you if you said no. And this sentence is, RTD's panties are black. So we haven't talked a lot about particles yet. That's something we will get into when I get closer to verbs. But no is another particle. It specifically shows possession. It's kind of like saying, as you see, it's like saying apostrophe S in this case. So. But yeah, that's how you guys can use colors in sentences. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some more adjectives. You guys ready for some more? Because we only looked at colors so far. There's a lot more. I'm sorry, I'm taking another bite of my sandwich. Sorry, that was a really big bite I accidentally took. But that was the last of it. I finished my sandwich. Now the fries will be easier to eat. Okay. Yeah, like, I haven't gone over a lot of this stuff with you, which is why I'm trying not to introduce too much to you guys at a time. But it is really hard not to be able to, like, without this stuff, to be able to form sentences, so. I do have to, like, show you some of it. So. Anyway, we're gonna go on to some more adjectives then. Moi shiro. Shiroi. Interesting. Interesting and like amusing. Interesting. Not like a bad interesting or something. Like, have you ever done that where somebody asks you something, you're like, oh yeah, that's interesting, and it's really not? as somebody who sells at art shows and sells my own graphic novels and novels, I get a lot of people who are like, I have a story idea, and then they come and tell me, and I'm like, interesting, and I'm like, no, it really isn't. I want to be nice, but at the same time, they need a little more thought into stuff. It's not that easy. Okay, let's see. Moshiroi. Takai. What are you doing? Get on the same page with them. Takai is actually expensive or tall. Chisai. So this one is a tricky one. I'll talk about it in a second too. Is small. Tanoshi is fun. Fun! Tanoshi, nandake. Trying to think of what other good ones to put here. Surai. Hard, like as in like stressful, frustrating. I'm gonna put stressful there so you guys have more information. Yeah, I know I'm going off my board. I should probably like move this over. I should also probably make you know, that one line up with the others. Oishi! Delicious! Sumaranai. Boring. Kakoi. Cool. Sugoi. Great. Suteki. Nah. Wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna go over these first because I still want to give you some more, but I want to introduce you guys to some words so you guys have words to use. So the cool thing about adjectives, of course, is that they are standalone. Like you don't necessarily need a bunch of other words to use them. Like I'm sure you guys have heard me go like yaba sometimes in stream. That is yabai. It's a slang way to say yabai, which is that's bad, bad, no good. I usually use in like kind of like oh no, oh shit situations, but I also use it kind of sillily. But so yeah, you can say like you could say, you know, omoshiroi desu, but you could also go omoshiroi. Like it sounds interesting. So yeah, with omoshiroi, it is an e adjective. Omoshiroi hito, like I said about RTD earlier, an interesting person. Omoshiroi jugyo, an interesting class. So you can use it like that. You would always use it with the e for that. And like I said, omoshiroi or omoshiroi desu is like it's interesting. So you would still use the e. Takai. So takai is like you use it for expensive or tall. I know it's weird. It's the same word, same kanji even. So it's not like different kanji. I think it's like saying it's a tall price is why. I'm sorry, I put fries in my mouth. They were watching me. I had to eat them. It was only fair. Sorry guys, I was trying not to I was trying to get my food before I streamed, but traffic and stuff ran in the way, so that's why I'm eating during my stream. Okay. So yeah, you would talk about it in regards to like something is really expensive. So like nowadays, what isn't expensive? Takai na. Takai is an e adjective. I know I just ended it with na, but that's a slang ending. Don't worry about it. Takai desu ne. I know people who are from like the West Coast. You would be like chat wa omoshiroi. It's fine. Chat wa omoshiroi. Right now, wa is the only particle I'm really forcing on you guys, so don't worry too much about the others. I swear. Yeah, chat is interesting. Good job. Yay, patch, 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 patch. Okay, but yeah. So, you hear this a lot, especially like I know people like so I live in the Chicagoland area, which means I am used to tall buildings. We have the Ceres Tower here, which used to be the tallest building in the world. And depending on what measurements you look at that now, it is still in some cases, in other cases it's not. Anyways, it's a freaking tall building. And yes, I've been up in it. It is very tall. I have not been up in it since they added the glass floors, and I don't think I want to step on those. But yeah, so it's very tall. So somebody who isn't used to like skyscrapers, like especially somebody from like the West Coast, like California, where there's a lot of earthquakes and they don't do that because of that, you know, buildings would crumble really easily. Or even somewhere like Japan where they have some, like they have the Sky Tower, but the Sky Tower is nowhere near as tall as that. I've been up in the Sky Tower too. Yes, it is the place with the bean. The bean is not tall. I mean, I guess it is for a bean, but it's a normal. Okay, it's a giant bean. I don't know. It's like some weird thing that even we go every time we go up to there. We're like the bean, and then we go like worship it. I have no idea. It's just a giant silver bean. You guys ever come to Chicago, I will take you to worship the bean. That's what I tell my friends. Actually, I always just want to go around and eat food anyway, so that's a good location to find a bunch of restaurants. So, but yeah, so if you're not used to like really tall things, people from like the West Coast especially, they come and it's just like, wow, everything is so tall. Takai. Bean wa kira kira desu. Yes, the bean is very sparkly. Very shiny. It's a silver bean. I don't know if they're letting people touch it again. For a while they weren't because, you know, pandemic, don't touch stuff. Yeah, you know, stay safe. All right, so chisai, chisana. It is both an e and a na adjective. Oh. Sorry, I was eating another fry. But nowadays you probably hear more of chisa na, but chisai is also still correct. So it is technically both a na and an e adjective, so it's up to you how you want to use it, really. Chisana one-san, a small older sister. If you guys don't know, Kitten is legit my blood-related older sister. She is 5 inches shorter than me. She is small waifu. So, Kitten wa watashi no chisana one-san desu. Kitten is my small older sister. I like to call like my really short friends my small waifus. So it'd be chisana waifu desu. Small waifus. But yeah, chisai is fine too. So it could be one-san wa chisai desu. One-san wa chisana desu. I think in my case, I'm more likely to go chisana something, but chisai if it's at the end of the sentence. So like yeah, I'd be more likely to say ne-san wa chisai desu versus it would be chisana ne-san desu for me. But yeah, both are technically correct, so it's weird. I don't actually have the explanation behind that one, sorry. I did not put big. Hold that thought and I will put it on the next page. I will say you could technically use takai for people, but it's a little weirder. So even if they're like really tall, you don't normally go takai. I think like a case where I've seen it used in an anime was in Haikyuu, where I believe Hinata said it to someone that was really tall, but Hinata is like shrimp. He jumps really high. Oh, but yeah, he is a very small boy. I mean, maybe the person does look expensive. You should just say like Gucci na hito, right? A Gucci is a Gucci person. If you don't have an adjective, you can sometimes like do things like that. Usually it's not adjective in that case. So like I just said Gucci, like, you know, the brand Gucci na. Gucci. That would be like I saying they look expensive or rich. Actually, I had a friend. Well, I met a friend of Wong's once when we were playing Monster Hunter, and he's also from this area. And we were talking about like where we grew up and stuff because it's like, oh wow, he knows this place too. And I mentioned the city I'm from and that I'm still living in, and he's like, wow, that area is Gucci. And I was like, what? No, it's not. But okay. So I was like, I've heard it used as an adjective even in English. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I think. I always think it's like it's Gucci, it's rich, it looks expensive, too rich for my taste. All right, 楽しい。楽しいですね. It's so fun. 楽しい is fun. It's a good one to learn, obviously, because you know it's fun. It's pretty easy to use. I don't think there's needs to be a lot of explanation for that one. Surai. So surai is like, it's not hard as in is something that is solid hard. It is hard as in something that is like hard for you to do. So that's why it's like stressful is another thing. So it'd be like right now, it's hard for me to walk. Aruku wa ima wa aruku wa totemo surai desu. Right now, it's hard to walk. For those of you guys who don't know, I have autoimmune and my body decided that I don't need my left knee right now. So it keeps attacking it and it's really painful. And so I'm waiting I was supposed to hear about physical therapy yesterday and I never got the call. So I'll have to call him again Tuesday. But, because, you know, Monday's a holiday in the US. Nothing's open. But yeah, so to keep weight off of it, I have been using crutches. So I am walking around with, well, one crutch. My other leg is fine. So I've just been using one crutch because I'm like, it's fine. But yeah, so right now it's a little hard for me to get around. And like, we have stairs at the place I'm at. So, you know, stairs are not the easiest thing. Obviously, I don't take crutches upstairs. That would be, how would you even do that? But yeah, so like you could say stuff like that. Like it's physically hard on me, but it's also like something that's hard to do. And I mean, yeah, the crutches are a hard, solid object, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the action. So it's more used with like actions or like if someone asks you to do something. So I'm going to use Kitten as an example again. So for instance, I want to do an art stream with Kitten. You guys may have noticed that despite her being my big sister, I have yet to do an art stream with her. She is not as fond of using digital programs. She likes to do her line arts traditionally, which I do a lot too, as you guys have noticed. But I'm doing more just full digitally. And I've done a lot of those art streams with, like I did with Ranafe and Rajamitsu and Mashu and stuff. And we just kind of do it all digitally. And it doesn't come out as good as some of our art, but it's fun. And that's the point of it. So, but in her praise, she is so worried she won't be able to do it. She finds it very hard. It's something that is very surai for her to do. So that was her reasoning for not doing it with me. Don't worry, guys. We'll do it eventually. That's my goal, is to eventually do an art stream with her. Which is why we just play games together for now. So yeah, so if something is hard for you to do or something seems hard, it's surai, not like hard objects. I will also try to remember to do that one on the next one. So somebody remind me to do hard as in something that is solid or hard on the next one too. Oishii! Delicious. So there are actually two ways to say delicious. Somebody remind me to also put that one in. So, oishii is probably the one most people think of. It is not the only way, but oishii is like delicious for especially like food. Sometimes you'll hear like villains and stuff say that, but usually that's because they plan on like eating the person, like maybe not physically, but like I think Hisoka and Hunter x Hunter used it before, like, oh, she so looks delicious when he was talking about Gon and Killua. And he's a perv and a creep, so, but yeah, he was like, oh, their power is going to be so delicious, I can't wait to beat them, kind of thing. But yeah, so, but generally it's food, like, kono ringo wa oishii desu. This apple is delicious. Tashi no hiro gohan wa oishii desu. My lunch is delicious. Sumara night. Boring. So I'm eating another fry. So you'll notice with this, it ends with nai. We haven't discussed this yet, but we will much later. I just want to point this out now. Nai is actually a negative. So yeah, you use a negative for this one. It's boring. So it's not exciting or whatever. Omurice wa oishii desu. でも私は親子丼もっと美味しいと思います。So, Piplup just said that omurice is delicious, and I agreed, but I also said I actually think oyakodon is more delicious. If you don't know, oyakodon, not only is it one of my favorite Japanese foods, it is a bad pun. A horrible, horrible pun, actually. So it's a chicken and egg meal. A don is like a bowl in a bowl, but oya is parent and ko is child, and don is bowl. So literally, it's parent and child bowl, and it's chicken and egg. It's such a cruel pun. I love it, but it's yummy too. Kakoi. Kakoi is like, you hear it a lot for like saying cool. So like not as in like temperature. Somebody remember that too. Temperature, cool, and hot. I'll give you those two next on the next slide. But yeah, so kakoi is like cool, like oh my gosh, you're so cool. Kojika-san wa kakoi desu. Kojika is cool. I mean, I guess my students in my classes think that, but I don't necessarily consider myself that, considering I do things like run into walls. But yeah. Sugoi. So sugoi is a very similar word. Technically, it almost has like the same meaning. So kakoi and sugoi are kind of interchangeable. They can still mean like that's cool, that's great. They both have the same meaning. So you can use sugoi to be like, oh my god, that's amazing, that's awesome. Kake suge. Wait. Oh, hi, you're up. Hey, Wong, there's food down here for you. It's in the fridge. I got you surprise lunch. But yeah, so kake and suge, as Wong said, are slang ways to say kakoi and sugoi. Sumaran, take, sugoi. Yeah, so there's a lot of slang ways to say stuff too. Moshire. He's just using all the slang. That's actually how I talk though, because you guys have probably heard me also say suge in some of my streams. Sugoi dekai. Yeah. Wow, it's great, huge, greatly huge. Oh my. Yaba. All right. So the last one on here is steki. So a thing to point out with this one is also once again like hakuis or sugoi. I gave them all different translations just so I could help differentiate them a bit for you guys. Take is takai. Take is just takai in slang. I say that sometimes when I see some of the... Yeah, you can ask Wong when we were looking through the list of figures or something. I'm like, take, it's too expensive. I like interject Japanese all the time into English. Take with one E is, yes, also a bamboo shoot. But yeah, so suteki, which is a na adjective, is actually something you generally only use if you're female. This was actually something that was brought up to me the first year when I was in Japan as a student, because I was there with another student that I hung around with a lot who is also from the US, and he was male and I was female, but I was more likely to be like suge, like I would use like the masculine slang forms of words, and then he'd be like steki na. So they started making jokes about it, so then he just made it like worse and would like do the hand motion and stuff, like flip a hand, flip his non-existent hair behind his shoulder. He just had fun with it. But yes, so if you're a guy, using steki is considered more feminine, but that doesn't mean you guys can't use it. Just kind of keep aware, if you do use steki as a male, you are going to be considered more feminine. Wong can get away with it because he is Wong. His gender is Wong. Wong is not he or she. Wong is Wong. I don't know. It actually suits him a lot better. I definitely am better suited to like the masculine saying. No, utsukushi is gender neutral. There is actually, if anything, kakoi would probably be more of the masculine, but they're both used. Utsukushi? Utsukushi desu wa? I mean, you do hear a lot of females say that. Utsukushi desu wa? Oh, ho, ho, ho. And then the Ojo-sama laugh. Which character is it that uses that a lot? I mean, because a lot of them use it a lot. It's Gucci. Yeah. I'm gonna add some more on the next slide, so don't worry. Some of these ones that are coming up, I've got more. I want to get you guys lots of adjectives, lots of words. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go over the pronunciations one more time before I go on and type more. Omoi shiroi, takai, chisai, chisana, tanoshii, surai, oishii, sumaranai, kakkoi, sugoi, suteki na. You're right, Ray. Yeah, I remember that. Actually, funny with free is I was part of a free cosplay group. I was Go, the girl, yes. But we did a joke panel on judging cosplay as in character, and so everything our Ray cosplayer said, he just talked about how beautiful things were, and then most of them were female cosplayers, so I just, said normal stuff until we got a male cosplayer. Then I was like, oh my god, and I hung onto his arm, and it was beautiful. Alrighty, so I know we had Oki. Big. And since Takai got brought up, I will also put that one here. And then we had Utsugushi. Let's see. Hot. She. Oh. No, that is cool. It was a lot of fun. I only cosplayed her because I wanted to talk about abs. My favorite character is actually Rin, though. Which other? Oh, I said I'd do Umai. Just gonna put this as yummy. Trying to make some differentiate. Why is my cat staring at me? That's creepy. Oh, now he's staring at something else. Is Wong coming downstairs? Okay, what else did I tell you guys to remember? Is this all the ones I told you? I think so. I'll put some more, though. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, yes, hard. Thank you. Okay. Oh my god, that's not God. Wow. I love how I just went and tried to change this on the wrong window. Guys, sorry. I'm that person. I've been looking at that window and not looking at what I'm typing. Okay. I'll go ahead and put a few more on here then. Okay, because I did say I would do that. Hi? Hard. Because that would be the hard, like the salad one. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I think I also mentioned bye, so I should probably put that one too. Yawarakai. Salt. Ooh, I'm running out of room. Okay, I just want to put yabai and then I will stop on this one. Sorry, there's a lot more on this one. Oh. Yabai. Bat. Also bat. Yabai. Yep. There's food for you in the fridge. Why are you making me dance? Wong is making me dance! Okay. So, go ahead and go over these now. More adjectives. Okay, so yeah, oki is what you'd say for big because we talked about small. So oki can also mean like big as in like tall. It generally, I guess I can put that one too, just because otherwise, wait, fat, far fat. Now I want to add more. Dang it. Wow, what did I? No, it's an e adjective. Far. Okay, I will stop after this. Okay, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Yeah. That's how I was taught. Right there. It's the first word. What do you think it is? Oh, that's what I was taught. So which one were you? Samoy? Oh yeah, that's a way to say it too. That's probably the easier way. I gave you the complicated way to say that one, guys. Don't worry. We'll go to the easier way. It's probably from Seiyuki. So I translate Seiyuki, or I did, which is full of archaic words. So sometimes I use words that aren't actually used anymore. Samayoi is a way to say cold, but it is not quite used. So we're going with the more easy one. Thanks to Wong for pointing that out. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to teach you archaic now. Samayoi is also more like saying you're cold and lost too. So it has a couple different meanings, but we're just. Yeah, exactly. It's Samui and Mayoi combined. Yeah. You can have whatever's in there. Yeah, you can eat what's left. But you also have your own meal too. I got you jerk chickens. The spicy was gonna take a while, so I just got you a mild because I finished you could put sauce on it. There's pickles in there if you want them too. Wong's just stealing my leftovers. Don't worry. Alright. So Oki is big, like I said. So the reason I went to add stuff is so like big. You can say it like if you're talking about a big person that's like heavier set, but you know you should be nice about that anyways. But if you're trying to talk like a person like even with some of my friends, like some of them have like bigger bones or just like look bigger, like they have more muscle structure and stuff too. Doesn't mean like they're fat, it's just they're bigger. Like I have a friend who is a freaking stick. She always looks like she's gonna crack in half. Love her dearly, but she always makes me worried. But she eats a lot, so it's just how her genetics are. And she doesn't gain muscle, and she works in a job that has like heavy lifting, so I don't know. So yeah. Dekai is like huge. So this is more like this would be like if you want to talk about the Chicago bean. I mean, when you think of bean, you don't think of something big, but that thing is huge. So it's like that kind of huge, or like a monster or a dragon, like Dekai, Decay. It's huge. That's what she said. I'm just going to use old jokes. Don't mind me. Utsukushi is beautiful. So there are actually other ways to say beautiful too. This is kind of like a more formal form of beauty per se. So kire, which I will add that too because this bothers me that I don't have it. If I have this one and I'm talking about it, guys, I swear I'll stop. I'm gonna call it pretty instead. It's off my chalkboard. You guys are living with that. But yeah, so utsukushi is like it's like calling somebody beautiful versus pretty, if that makes sense. Beautiful is a more formal term. They both mean the same thing, but it just sounds like utsukushi sounds prettier too. Like as far as words, it's a prettier language. But yeah, so you could still say something's pretty and not use and use utsukushi and mean it more like that. Like if you see somebody, but like you're more likely to be like when you go to like a pretty place with pretty scenery, you're like utsukushi. You could say that, get away with it, or like even like a gorgeous model or something. But I was gonna say I have a lot of people who tell me my hair is beautiful. I do have 36 inches of long blonde hair, and it is in really good shape. For once, I've been taking very good care of it. So when I wear it down or wear it where it's more visible, I get a lot of people telling me it's beautiful. Not pretty, beautiful. And I even went to the salon when I got my red streak, and everybody wanted to touch it because I hadn't been to a salon since I was 6. I don't trust them. Ooh, excuse me. But yeah, they were really like, "Oh my god, your hair is so beautiful. I want to touch it. You take such a good care of it." I'm like, I guess that's good then. But yeah, so you can use it for stuff like that. Atsui is hot. So atsui is hot as in temperature. Yeah, I know. I was throwing so many words at you guys. This was the adjective lesson. I wasn't kidding. So atsui is like hot. Like, so for instance, Chicago no natsu wa atsui desu ne. Chicago's summers are hot. I know there's other places that got hot. We have a really humid heat up here too, because of Lake Michigan being so close. I don't actually live in Chicago, guys, by the way. It's the closest large city, even though it is not in the same state I live in. But I use Chicago as an example a lot because I do spend a lot of time there, and a bunch of the like Chicago laws and stuff will roll over to my area, even though it's a different state. So we are basically a suburb of Chicago, even though we're not in Illinois. But yeah, so Atsui is like hot like that. Uh, you could say like, okay, like you know how in the U.S. like people will be like, "Oh, damn, that's hot," and like sizzle on their finger or whatever, like that weird pickup line or whatever. You still, I guess, could try to say that in Japanese, but it doesn't have the same effect. It'd be more like saying your person is on fire. I guess that person is hot. Well, they probably have a fever. So it's only really means like hot temperature wise. Suzushi is cool. This is not cool as in the same way as like kakkoi or sugoi was. This is suzushi as in like a cool breeze. Suzushi kaze. Cool breeze. Kyou wa kino yori suzushii desu. Today is cooler than yesterday. At least here. I don't know about where you guys are. So suzushi is like cool temperature wise once again. Samui is cold as in temperature wise again. So Chicago no fuyu wa totemo samui sugiru to omoimasu. Chicago winters are really cold. Too cold for me, I think. Samuika. Yeah. So when Wong was playing Shadowverse, he had a snowman card he'd put down, and whenever he put it down, they go, Samuika, Samuika, are you cold? Are you cold? Are you cold? So we kind of got in the habit of saying that to each other as joke things. So yeah, Samuika, Samuika. So cold, as in temperature again. You wouldn't usually use this for like a person who's cold, like attitude wise, once again, because it's temperature wise. So keep that in mind. I mean, you could say like I guess you could say like their personality is cold, like snow kind of thing, and use it in that case. But you'd have to make like a metaphor with it to get it to work, even in Japanese. And English, it's a lot easier to do that. But there's subtleties in the language that don't exist, and obviously they have multiple words that can mean things where we just have one. Like we have the word cool can mean a gazillion different things. All right, umai. So umai is another way to say delicious. It's oishi and umai are pretty much interchangeable. Umai is kind of also like saying it's like amazing, but it's used for food. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the series Yakitate Japan. It is a bake-off series with bad puns. It is hilarious, although the ending was pretty weird. But when I first started reading it, the one thing that sticks out to me is I think it was the end of the first volume, they have to do a test where they bake bread for a horse. For those of you guys who don't know, horses don't eat bread. But they had to make bread that a horse would eat. So it was their first challenge. And it's a series like how Shokugeki no Soma or Food Wars has those over-the-top reactions. Yakitate did that first, but it was with bread. It also wasn't like lewd over the top. It was just over the top. So when the main character Azuma Kazuma, yes, his name was pretty silly, uh, made his bread, he was an amazing baker. The horse said "umai," so that is a bad pun. Umai is delicious, of course, but uma is horse. So in the English version, I was actually worried how they would translate it, but they translated it as marvelous, so I let them have that one. But yeah, so umai is delicious, but think about it as like a horse, and maybe it'll help you remember. Probably not. Bless you. Wong sneezed at me. Alright. Hazukashi. Embarrassed. Embarrassing. So you could be like, hazukashi desu ne. I'm embarrassed. Or, それは恥ずかしいかな. That must have been embarrassing, huh? So this one is the next one is a little weirder, I guess. So e or yoi, it's the same word, same kanji and everything. It has two different pronunciations sometimes depending on how you're using it or how you choose to use it. But it just means good. I desu yo, it's good. Yoi desu yo, it's good. Or isn't it good? Yeah, so they're interchangeable really. But yoi tends to sound a little more formal. So you'll see it used more in formal situations, I guess. But yeah, they're both ways. And there's going to be specific sentence structures that will only use one or the other too. So it gets a little complex, but usually they just teach it as E. But I'm going to go ahead. I showed you yoi because it will randomly change. You'll be like reading something and then suddenly it won't be E, it will be yoi. And you're like, what does this mean? So something to kind of watch out for. Warui, it's like bad. Warui yatsu, bad people, bad guys. So yeah, that's bad as in no good. Yeah, there's another way to say it, which I already have on here as well, but I will talk about that one in a second. Warui usually is, what the heck just hit my table? Cat, did you just like headbutt the table? What the heck? My cat just like rammed his head into the table so much he knocked it. Rada. 私の猫は結構面白いです. My cat's pretty interesting. I don't know why he did that. Are you okay? You okay, baby? Okay? But yeah, so warui is like used in terms of like something like a villain or a bad thing. You know, he does like the salt on fries. Not as much as one of my other cats, Koneko. He always wanted to, like, I dropped fries on the floor once and he licked all the salt off of it. I was like, what are you doing, cat? That was a long time ago. He unfortunately passed away before Actually, no, Wong did get to meet him, so it was sometime while I knew Wong. It's been a while, though. And Arata actually was besties with him, too, so it was cute. Alright, so katai is hard as in, like, where we talked about tsurai is hard as in it's difficult or hard to do. Katai is hard as in a solid object. Katai. So, like, Arata just found out the hard way that the table is katai. Teburu wa katai desu. The table is hard. But don't headbutt it, please. Now, once again, you wouldn't use this to say somebody is hard-headed, because it's physically talking about hard things, things being hard. As in their physical attunement or whatever. Physical attribute, that's better. Yawarakai is soft, so it's the opposite. I honestly don't hear this one used too much. I know it, but it's not really like, I guess you could say like if you go to like I feel like most of the times, at least even me personally, I don't say something soft. I tend to be like it's fluffy or fuzzy rather than it's soft. I like using what's like onomatopoeias. Japanese language is full of those, and a lot of them are used as adjectives. So I'd be more likely to say like fua fua, just like fluffy. It's fluffy over its yawarakai. It's also harder to say. I like fua fua better. Wah wah. But yeah, it's soft as in like a pillow, or it's a physical attribute. Is it soft? Mm. Not as in like a soft-hearted person or whatever. All right, yabai. So this is the one where I'm like yabai. I've said it before, so that's bad. But this one, so where warui is more of like a person or a physical thing is bad. Yabai is more like a bad situation. So like, for instance, how many times when we were playing Resident Evil, Left 4 Dead, when I got swarmed, I'd be like, yaba! Like, it's bad, I'm trapped, I'm gonna die. Tasukete kure! Please save me. So, yeah, that kind of thing. It's more like the situation is bad than, a person is bad. You can still say yabai hito, like a bad person, but, you're more likely to say warui hito, a bad person in that way. But yeah, yabai is generally more situational bad, where warui is more physical, like a physical thing is bad. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Futoi is fat. So generally you shouldn't use this word on a human. Technically it's okay to, but yeah, you generally don't call people fat. And if you do your meanie face, futoi, it'd be more like talking like in regards to like, you know how certain types of noodles are thinner or fatter than each other? You could be like, it's a fat noodle. Futoi nooduru. Send me nudes. Send me pictures of all your noodles. Fat ones, thin ones. I love pasta. You could also be like we have some plushes from crane games that are pretty futoi, pretty fat. One of them I named Toria. It's a tiger, which is Tora, and I like to throw him at people and go Toria and make him attack people. Like yeah, rah. So that's where his name comes from. Toria wa futoi desu. Toria is fat. Pometon mo futoi desu. Pometon is another plush we have. He is a Shiba? He is also really fat. So it could also be seen as like thick, rather than just fat too. So with noodles, you could call them more like thick than fat, I think. Futoi hon desu. It's a fat book. It's a thick book. Although you generally probably wouldn't use it with book. You'd probably be more like oki hon desu. It's a big book. Alright. Toi is far. So like something is far from you. So for instance, RTD wa watashi kara toi desu. RTD is far away from me. As long as he's not standing outside my window. Can I type what out? Alright. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, so I'll type out what I said. I don't have enough room. There we go. For now, I'll just hide that. RTD. Wa. Sorry, I tend to write it romanized. I tend to write ha because I read it as well. Sorry, that's a bad habit for you guys. Well, if you know it's actually read as wa, you're fine. But if you don't, it's a little more troublesome. But yeah, RTD wa watashi kara toi desu. Okay. Let me put a thing here. RTD. Oh, that was me. Is. It comes out to RTD is me from far. This is how the actual words are if you break it down. RTD is me far from far. But yeah, because their structure is different. So the best way to put it is RTD is the subject. I am the topic. So yeah. It goes subject, topic, and then verb. So RTD は私から遠いです。RTD is far from me. Yeah, it's interesting because they don't obviously translate the same way. The best I can say is I guess the way I read it when I'm reading it is I'm dyslexic, maybe I just flip it automatically. But I look at the structure and it makes perfect sense to me, but I definitely have like a lot more time practice in this than you guys do. So that's why I was like, I didn't want to get into like full sentences yet too much because yeah, they get a little confusing. So we're going to be doing baby steps and then we'll worry about bringing you guys into like bigger things. I don't know how many of these lessons I will end up doing total, but I want you guys to have like a basic being able to do like talk and stuff and write and read by the time we do decide to stop these. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and go back to this for now. Chikai is near. So, Wong wa watashi ni chikai desu. Wong is near me. I can poke him. I poked him. That's how close he is to me. I reached out and poked him. So yeah, that would be like, and like you could do near, like even so. For instance, Ranafe wa watashi ni chikai desu. Ranafe is near me. I can't physically reach out and touch her. She is far enough away that I would have to drive, but she is close to me, so that could still be. So near is a pretty like wide range of how close it is. It really depends on your interpretation of how things are close. There's always that joke that Midwesterners will drive 14 hours to a place and call it close. They're not wrong. It's actually, let me see. Wang wa watashi ni chikai desu. There's a particle in there that ni. Like I said, I'm using sentence structures that you guys don't know yet in particles. So you got close though, RTD. That's all you missed was the. Otherwise, it was great. You just missed the ni, which you don't know particles yet, so don't worry. In some cases, you can drop particles too. It's usually what kids do, or like when you're talking cuter, but cutesier. But yeah. And then we have kirei na. So it's an adjective. Kirei desu ne. So pretty. Kitten wa kirei desu ne. Kitten is very pretty. Or kitten is pretty. I didn't say very. Kitten wa totemo kirei desu. Now I said kitten is very pretty. Ranafe no e wa totemo kirei desu. Ranafe's art is so pretty. So you can say stuff like that. So yeah, it's like I said, utsukushi and kirei can be pretty much used interchangeably. It's just utsukushi sounds a little more formal and tends to be more like saying beautiful over pretty. So think about that in terms like when you talk about something like, I mean, I have seen like dresses where I've just been like, oh my god, that is beautiful. It is gorgeous. I've also seen cats that I've said that about. Have you seen some of those cats? The Norwegian ones? Oh my god, they're gorgeous. I want to touch them. Wong flipped his hair. I mean, I can do a hair flip. As one of my friends jokes, I take out half the city with it. I do have a lot of hair, though. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and review the pronunciation of these. And then I'm going to give you one last round. And depending on how much time has left, we'll go review how the sentence structure works again, too. Okay? I won't have the round be this long though, okay? Oki, dekai. Utsukushi, atsui, suzushi, samui, umai, hazukashi, ii, yoi, warui, katai, yawarakai, yabai, futoi, toi, shikai, kirei na. Yes, ringo wa akai. Hi. Jouzu desu. Patch, 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 patch. Very good, very good. The apple is red. Look at you guys learning. All right, so we're only going to do a few more on this one, but there's some words I'm sure you guys are going to want to know. Why do you keep going to the center? I want you left aligned. The hell, Photoshop? What the hell? I had some words I wanted to give you, and now I'm like blinking. Oh no. Oh no, it's three brothers. Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. Guys, I can spell skilled. Is there any other words you guys want to know before we start going over these? Wong, is there any other words you think I should add? He shook his head. Yeah, it's gonna take practice, so don't worry. You guys are I'm really throwing this one in particular is throwing a lot of words at you. We haven't really talked about sentence structure. I personally find that it's hard to really start going with sentence structure until you know words, which is why I'm trying to give you guys some basic words. So that's why next time is gonna be like nouns, so you can start filling in the this one. So like I said, the first structure I mentioned was munya, munya wa, munya, munya, munya des. So today we are learning the second munya. So you're learning like munya munya wa adjective des. Next time I want to guys fill in the first munya, so it'll be noun wa adjective des. So we haven't really talked a lot about nouns and stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna work you guys up, and then the time after we'll start actually going to verbs, so your sentences can get more complex. But yeah, we're doing baby steps, so don't worry about it, because with verbs comes a lot of conjugation and stuff. So verbs is gonna probably take a couple lessons, but we'll walk it through slowly. I'm doing it again. I'm trying to type on the wrong screen. I guess this is good for now. Hopefully that's enough adjectives to get you guys started. So we'll go over these really quick then. Kawaii, cute. Watashi no neko wa kawaii desu. My cats are cute. Hidoi. Wong wa hidoi desu. Wong is mean. He said no. Yeah, hidoi. So hidoi is literally mean as in a mean person. It can also be like a mean situation or a cruel situation too. Like generally it's somebody acting mean, but even if you don't know who physically did it, like you could come in and like somebody like stomped all over your garden or something. Hidoi, that's so mean, that's so cruel. So it's the same kind of concept. Yasashi. Yasashi is like kind or gentle. So you could say like yasashi hito could be somebody who is either kind or gentle. They kind of go hand in hand in this case, though, so same thing. Yasashii kotoba. Easy word. A word that's like really gentle or easy to say. So like in that case, it'd be more like easy. But it's still the same thing where it's easy. It's like a gentle thing. It's not super intense. You hear it used mostly for people, but it can be used for other things too. Obviously, like animals and stuff too. Like, Arata is super friendly and he's really nice to other people in general. Like he's nice to Wong and I too, but I mean like he is a super personable cat. So like I would not be surprising to have people come over and be like, Arata wa yasashii neko desu ne. Your cat is very nice, isn't he? You guys don't know it. He's an asshole. No, he's a good boy. But yeah, he's a very friendly cat. So most people I know who were not cat people met him and are now cat people because they don't think cats can be this friendly and nice, but cats really can. So get a cat, everyone. Baka na. You guys have probably heard the term baka. Baka is an idiot. Baka na is the adjective for it. Baka na hito, a stupid person. Baka na can also be impossible because basically it's like so stupid it's unbelievable. Bakakashi is like bakabakashi is like foolish person, so same kind of thing. But yeah, if you hear the word baka, it's probably not going to mean something good. Jozu na is skilled. Like, so when I talk to people about Japanese, especially my teachers, I'd always tell them I don't feel that I'm fluent, but I feel I'm skilled. Pera pera janai kedo jouzu to omoimasu. I don't think I'm fluent, but I think I'm skilled. Hatana is unskilled, so the opposite. Watashi wa FPS とかこのゲームは下手です。I'm not very skilled at games like FPSs. You guys have all seen me play games with guns. I'm not very good with a gun. My two weaknesses in video games are jumping and shooting. So, それは私の弱さ。下手なゲーマーです。That is my weakness. I'm an unskilled gamer. Urusai. Annoying. So urusai is literally like saying something is like loud or obnoxious as well. So it's generally used with anything loud or obnoxious, be it a person or a sound. It's going to be a sound. Like you wouldn't use it to be like, well, I'm trying to think. What else would be annoying? Like, yeah, I guess if something pisses you off, you could still say it's an annoying. Like it's an annoying picture, an annoying article, or an annoying ad. I would use it a lot for like flies. I don't like flies when they buzz around my head, but who does? Urusai na. You'll also see it sometimes translated as kind of like shut up. But it's literally like saying you're annoying and implying stop it without actually saying it. All right, any questions over any of those? All right, then we are going to go over the pronunciation one more time. Okay. Kawaii, hidoi, yasashi, baka na, jouzu na, hata na, urusai. Okay, so now that we've gone over a lot of adjectives today, we're gonna go back over and look at the sentence structure again because that is important. So I will go ahead and write it. The na is only required, which I said this earlier. So I'm not going to rewrite it out, but I will reiterate it for you, RTD. So the na is only required if it's in front of the noun. Kare wa baka. You can say he's an idiot, or you could say baka na hito. a stupid person. So you only need the na in front of the noun. If it's after, it doesn't need it. Yeah, so today, what? Munia munia. Where this is the noun and this is the adjective. So this is the sentence structure we are focusing on today. But we can also say munia munia, munia munia, noun. This was the other sentence structure. Those are the two sentence structures I mentioned with adjectives. All right, so go ahead and one of you guys give me a sentence with a noun and an adjective. With hopefully one of the ones we went over today. We already looked at colors briefly, but I want to get you guys more sentence practice. You can give me the sentence in English, don't worry. We'll translate it together. Okay. He gave it to me in Japanese. We will take it. Okay, so we got two. Good. We'll take these both. Okay? So we had megane wa akai desu. Is our first one. And then we had. So we will translate this one in Japanese together. Hip, lup, no, stream, wa. Oops, sorry, I always want to write that as a ta no shi desu. So like I said, you guys wouldn't know the no part, so that's why I'm like, I will handle that part. But yeah, so we have here the glasses are red. So we don't actually know in this case because we haven't started something what glasses they are talking about. In this case, I am assuming he is probably talking about mine. My real life glasses are also red. I know I don't wear glasses on my avatar normally, but I do actually generally wear glasses in real life because I'm too lazy to do contacts. And I have red glasses. In fact, I have the Zakutu Shar glasses because I am a nerd. They do not sadly make my vision 3 times faster. And then this one is Piplups. Piplups. Stream is fun. Yes, megane is glasses. So now we'll go ahead and I'm going to show you guys the structure of these again so it helps, hopefully. So right here we have, oh, you know what? I'll just do this on another layer. This is your noun. This is your adjective. This is actually the whole area because this is technically the noun and this would be the noun modifier if you go into like, grammar proper, but we'll just say this whole thing is a noun for the sake of it. And then the adjective. So if I wanted to say those are red glasses, how would I say that? If I want to turn it around now. So we're going to look at this form. How would we say that? So first off, we need the adjective first this time. Okay? I'll wait for your RTD. It's better for you guys to get practice. I know the delay on the streams doesn't help, but it's definitely the best way to learn this kind of stuff is to do practice. When I tutor kids, we do a lot of like worksheets and stuff in person and stuff too. So they get a lot of work time on stuff. I'll introduce some concepts and then make them do worksheets. I can't really assign you guys homework here. I mean, I guess I could, but that's weird. You guys aren't going to do it. Oh, sorry. Cracking my neck. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so he said, Akai megane desu. Red glasses. So, like, you could point at me and be like, Akai megane desu. Those are red glasses. They are indeed. Or I could be like, whose glasses are these? And you could be like looking around and be like, Akai megane desu ka? Are they red glasses? So instead of saying the glasses are red, we're now saying red glasses. So with that, it's pretty easy to also turn this one the other way around. Tanoshi stream desu. So the word for stream would be more like streamu. They don't actually have a word for it, so it would be like that. Or liveu. But live usually talks about a live concert. That's what it's short for. So yeah. Tanoshi stream desu. See, in this case, I'm gonna actually change my color. Here we go. So in this case, this setup is actually easier to say. This setup. Because otherwise, okay, no problem. I'm only gonna be on for like 10 more minutes for this today. But yeah, so basically, the reason that this one is easier is you're not having to repeat yourself as much because of the fact that we're specifically talking about a stream. A specific person's stream. So, Piplup no streamu wa tanoshii desu. Haishin? I guess they do. Do they use it? Okay, well. Nama haishin? Live stream? Oh, okay. I just usually hear streamu. Okay. Fine, I will change it to haishin. Haishin. It makes sense. Broadcast, yeah. Okay, haishin. I hear it. I just always hear it as streamu. That haishin is actually the word Hololive uses, so we will use that too. There you go. Okay. But yeah, so Piplup no haishin wa tanoshii desu versus Piplup no haishin wa tanoshii haishin desu. Like you're just repeating yourself. So there's no real need to do that way. Now, if we started talking about her stream, like Piplup no haishin wa tanoshii desu, itsumo omoshiroi koto ni natteiru desu. So that time I didn't need to repeat it because it's like Piplup's stream is interesting. It's fun. They're always doing interesting things. Kekko omoshiroi desu. It's pretty interesting. I just repeated the same word twice, but that's okay. I don't know. I always feel like when somebody asks you, like, how is something? Is it interesting? Is it, it's weird to use those terms in English. I feel like if somebody says it's interesting, it's kind of like, to me, it feels like you're paying a disinterest, but for Japanese, interesting is a lot more favorable, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do a couple more. Kojika wa hata na gamer desu. Hi, welcome back. Kojika is an unskilled gamer. I'm not writing Y's on the board. Ice cream wa oishii desu. Ice cream is delicious. So you'll notice this time the structure is a little different because this time we actually have the adjective here already. That's technically part of it. And the noun. But this one is the noun and the adjective again. In this case, because it's specifically a type of gamer or whatever, you can't really just easily flip it. Yeah, so it's because it's modifying gamer. So technically, it is this structure right here, even though there is Kojika wa at the beginning. Because it's harder to say, like, you would have to say, like, to do it the other way, oh my god, it would be really complex, but I'll write it out really quick. Kojika wa gamer ni wa heta desu. See, it's a lot more complex that way. Kojika wa gamer ni wa heta desu. As a gamer, Kojika is unskilled. So in this case, the topic is not the important part. Like, yeah, you can do that too. It also depends on, in this case, because it's the adjective, it's actually specifically modifying a noun. You need the na at the end. Where in this case, you see it's not here because it's at the end. So yeah, this sentence is this structure, where this sentence is this structure. But why in the world would you want to use this whole freaking sentence when you can just say this? So yes, it can get more complicated, guys. It mostly depends on what you're trying to say. So I would advise you not do anything super complex for now, like while you're getting the hang of it. Obviously, as per usual, you guys can always message me with questions and stuff, and I will do my best to answer. Especially for those of you who are unable to attend the live stream. And then this one, is just this structure again. But if we want to go ahead and flip it, delicious ice cream. It's delicious ice cream. So that could be like something where, like, what's for dessert? Oishi ice cream desu. Delicious ice cream. And yes, the Japanese word for ice cream is aisu kurimu. So yeah, I know this one was probably the most complex lesson we really had so far. I'm trying to build you guys up more on the actual meanings of words before we really start looking at sentence structure, but I had to give you some to kind of play with this. I hope it wasn't too confusing. I would recommend, if you have a chance, to rewatch the stream and take notes. It is probably the easiest way to do stuff. Are there any other final questions? I appreciate you guys coming out, and I hope I did not lose you. This is the kind of stuff I would really love to just be able to hand you guys worksheet sheets for and spend a day going over it, but it's not that easy. If you want a private tutor, pay me. I'm glad. Yeah, like I said, some of these might get a little more complex, but I will do my best to try to keep them as simple as I can for you guys. I do actually legit, that's one of my side things I do, is I private tutor, well, mostly children, but I've done adults too in Japanese. I've also done people in Photoshop. That one was interesting. And then there was the lady I had to teach how to use her email every day. But yeah, I do actually, well, I was a student teacher for Japanese, and I pretty much have enough credit to get a teaching license. I just don't have the money for it right now. So I have the training and everything for it. I just haven't bothered. But yeah, so I do a lot of teaching and training and stuff like that. So it's a weird thing I ended up discovering I was good at by pure coincidence. So I thought I'd be horrible at it because I'm not a big people person and I'm definitely not a good kid person, but they like me for some reason. So, mm. But yeah, okay. So that is where we are ending today then. So thank you guys very much. Please review that information when you guys can. Next time, like I said, I will be working on giving you guys some nouns now. So we'll be giving you guys more words to use with those. I gave you guys a bunch of words. I tried to keep them as simple because there's a you don't know words right now. But my goal is to get you guys set up so you can start forming your own sentences with this stuff. So each time we're going to progressively add some more. So it's not just, let's look at stuff and slowly teach you things. It's like, let's teach you things you can use. And that's why this one suddenly upped the difficulty because the first two were like the first one gave you some basic greetings that are like standalone and stuff. And then this one last time was teaching you a little bit about the first alphabet. So it was just talking about the symbol the characters and how to write them, but this is obviously we're already diving into let's write some sentences now. So of course while you are learning Japanese too, practice writing in Japanese as much as you can. There are fonts for it, of course, so you can always try reading it. I do recommend if you can pick up a Japanese manga, especially ones aimed at children or like a children's book, and use that as some practice for reading. It's a really good idea to do it. With manga, watch out and make sure it has furigana. If you guys need specific recommendations or if you have a series you're interested in and want to know if it would be a good one to do, if it has the furigana, feel free to ask me. I am not an expert, but I do read a lot of manga and I have translated a lot. So some of them I am aware have furigana and some don't. Do not touch Seiyuki. It does not have furigana. That was not one you want to touch. Same with light novels are probably not good for you either because they do not have furigana either. And we have not talked about kanji yet. So, other than that, yeah, like, so next lesson, we'll talk about some nouns. Uh, that is it for the Japanese lesson. Next lesson will be late October. I will probably just set up the dates on my own without you guys voting this time. But end of September, beginning of October, I will be busy doing stuff. And it's just easier this way so I don't overlap with what I have to do. Plus, it's Kitten's birthday during October. So, other than that, Tuesday is my next planned art stream. No idea what I'll be drawing yet, but please stop by for that. It is at 6 p.m. On Central Time. And then on next Saturday at 8 p.m., we have karaoke night. The theme is Gundam again, because there were so many Gundam songs we didn't do. So we will be doing Gundam karaoke again. Requests have to be Gundam related, but even if you don't know Gundam songs, come in, watch and listen and throw bits at us or just watch us wing it and do stupid stuff like we always do. It's always fun. And that will be all of my big planned ones for this month. And same with the Japanese lesson, karaoke will be later in the month for October as well because of what's going on. And then I'm sure I'll end up streaming some other games and stuff throughout the week, but expect it kind of to slow down in the last 2 weeks of September and first 2 weeks of October. Bye bye, everybody.